audible, guys? Please use the chat box so that we can start. Okay, great. So I think we have completed so much. Now, in the yesterday's class, we have learned what are the data types, correct? So it is integer, your, yes, basically it is Boolean, number, and string we have learned, right? So first three data types you already are familiar with, but last two, this is called as list and dictionary. This is very important data types. Now let us start with Boolean. We already know what is Boolean, right? So it is true and false. So A is equal to true, TRUE, and this is how you write. That is T capital and B, rest of the words it is in the small case. And B, let's write false, and we are writing using a type function to check what type of data type it is. If I run this, we'll be getting the class as a Boolean. This is the meaning of Boolean. Let us move on to the number. In number, we have basically two types of data type. One is integer and one more is float. So I'll take two examples. One is equal to 10 and B is equal to, let's say 10.5. Okay, then we are getting the answer as print type of A and type of B. So type of A is integer, right? Because it is a whole number. Now what about B? It is 10.5. Since we have a pointing value or the floating point, it is called as the float data type, right? So we are getting class int and class float. Let's move to the next one. That is the string data type. String data type is very simple. Let us write str. Okay, let's say str1 is equal to anything that is enclosed in a double quotes. Is called as the string. So I'll be writing type of str1. So if I run this, I'll be getting class str. Very simple. Now here comes a very important part. We can access this particular string. Okay, we can access this particular string element. So how to access it? I'll tell you how. First of all, it is something called as indexing. Okay, it is something called as the indexing, and this indexing value always starts from 0. Okay, indexing value starts from 0. Now, what do you mean by indexing value? I'll tell you why. See, can you see this H? Okay, can you see this H? This H, the position of H is 0. Please remember this. Position of H is 0. In a sense, we are starting from 0. What about E? It is 1. What about first L? It is 2. What about second L? It is 3. What about this O? It is 4. Can we see this space? Even the space is considered as a indexing value. This is considered as 5, following 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are starting from 0 and ending at 10. This is the meaning of indexing. Now let's say from this particular string, I want to access only H. Okay, I want to access only H. I want to print only H. Then what I'm supposed to do? I'll be using a print statement. Obviously, I'll be using a print statement. I'll be calling the string value, that is str1, the variable name. Then to access the value, I'll be using a square brackets. In the square brackets, I'll be using 0 as an indexing value. Why 0? Because the position of H is 0. So if I run this, I'll be getting the answer as H. Correct? Now let's say I want to print. Okay, let's say accessing more than 1 element. Okay, I want to access this hello now. Okay, I want to access hello. So what I'm supposed to do? It is again very simple. That is, we are writing the print statement once again. We are accessing the variable name str1 and we are writing the starting element, that is 0. But here comes very important part. That is, it is starting from 0 and where it is ending? It is ending at 5, correct? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 5, 4, sorry. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it is ending at 4. So for that range, you'll be using a colon. 0 to 4. Okay, that is the meaning of this colon. In that sense, whatever is inside that colon, whatever is inside that range, that will be executed. But see the output. I'll be getting the output as HELL. That is hell. I'm not getting O here. Why? Because this ending element is there, right? Ending range element. This is always taken as, I'll be writing here, uh, syntax of the accent, that is start element, first of all, that is 0, start, colon, end. But this end, how do you know it will be accessed? It will be accessed based on end -1. Okay. So whatever you write here, this will be accessed as -1. So that is the reason we are getting only HELL. This is 4 minus 1 is 3. So that is the reason we are accessing only HELL. So what if I want to access HELLO? What I'm supposed to change here? Can anyone tell me in the chat box? What I'm supposed to change? Yes, exactly. It is 0 colon 5, correct? If I run this, now I'm getting HELLO. In the sense, 5 minus 1 is 4, and that is the reason I'm getting all the string elements. Now here we have something called as one more parameter of this particular string element. This is called as step size. Okay, this is called as step size. Now, what is the meaning of this? Step size is nothing but by default it will be 1. Okay, by default it will be 1. In a sense, while I am accessing this hello, okay, the step size of hello is 1. In a sense, it will access all the elements. Very simple. But if I change the step size value to 2, now here it will change completely. Step size value of 2 in a sense, it will print H, but it will skip E. It will print L, but it will skip one more L, but it will print O. The sense, in the middle, whatever value is there, it will be skipped. That is the meaning of step size. Okay. Between two elements, that is, we have written step size as 2, right? So between two elements, one element will be skipped. Between two elements, one element will be skipped. So if I change that to 3, between 3 elements, one element will be skipped. Okay. So for timing, I'll be writing 2. And if I run this, you can see the answer is HLO. In the sense, H is printed, L is printed, O is printed. In between, E and L is not printed because of the step size. Got it? Now let's just move on to the last one called as negative index. Now, what is the meaning of this? Negative index is very simple. That is, if I write print str1, and if I want to access the last element, exactly, very well. So if I want to access the last element, that is D, and imagine we have a huge string value. Let's say we have hundreds and thousands of string values. For the last element, to access the last element is very, very difficult, so that we cannot count it. So instead, we'll be using something called as the negative index. That is, if I, in the square bracket, if I write -1, obviously it will start from -1, not 0. -1, if I run this, I'll be getting the last element as D. And from here onwards, if I move on to the next element, that is -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5, and if I run this, I'll be getting the answer as, okay, 0, -1 to, let's say, 5. Okay, 5. Why am I not doing this? Okay, no problem. I'll be using -1 for timing. That is the meaning of negative index. Okay, that is the reason I'm getting D. Okay, so much is clear. Any doubts? No. Let's move on to the next one. That is different functions. Yes. Yes, exactly. -5 colon -1. Yes, exactly. So -5, it's right. -6. No. I want E also, right? Okay. This is D. So we're writing 0 here. No. So type 0. Last element is -1. I'm getting Okay, no problem. So I believe everyone has understood what you mean by negative index, but most of the time we won't be using this. Okay, most of the time we won't be using this. Just for the last element indexing, we'll be using this -1. That's it. Let's move on to the next one called as okay. Step size is nothing but okay. The step size is nothing but we can see I'll be access. I have access 0 to 5. Right? We have access 0 to 5. That is hello. Yes, yes. I'll be once again. I'll be repeating it. So we have access 0:5. That is hello. We are starting from 0 and we have ended at 5. So in between, whatever is there, it will be printed. That is hello. There is something called as step size. So what is the meaning of this? Step size is nothing but by default it will be 1. So whatever you in this range is there, it will be accessed. Very simple. But the game changes when you change the value of step size to 2. This means in between. So if we are starting from H, right? So in between E is there. This will be skipped. Okay. And it will print L. And next L will be skipped. And it will print O. So based on whatever the entire string is there, in between two elements, one element will be skipped. That is the meaning of this step size. Okay, that is not important, but it is very good to know that. So we are getting step size one was HLO. Is it clear now? Okay, let's move on to the next one, called as different functions in the string data type. Okay, there are multiple functions that is used in the string data type. Let's explore one by one. The first one is called as lower. In a sense, if I write here one string value, let's say str2 is equal to my name is, I'll be writing in a random form, right? It's tech. Okay, so you can see here, you can see my as capital, N is small case, RIN is capital, TESH is capital. So this is completely wrong way to write it. So first function in the string data type is called as a lower. Okay. By looking at the function name, we get to know what is the purpose of this. So this is a purpose where we are changing the entire string value to a lowercase. So if I write str2, this is how you access the particular function name dot lower. Okay, dot lower and open and close bracket and run it. So you can see the entire text is been converted into a small case, right? Entire text is converted into a small case. Let's move to the next one, that is upper. Yes. Let's move to the next one called as upper. So this obviously by the name we'll be getting to know that str2 dot upper, this will convert everything to an uppercase. See, my name is Ryan text. It is converting everything into uppercase. Next is something called as length, length. Now, why it is used basically? This is used to check the length of the entire string. Okay, so I'll be using len str2, and if I run this, length of str2 is 21. In a sense, including the spaces, what is the size of the entire string value? So that is 21. Okay, let's move to the next one. That is called as replace. So imagine we have written, okay, imagine we have written my name is Linux Tech. Okay, so you can see I want instead of tech, I want to write technology. So this is where the replace element is very, very important. Where how we are supposed to write first of all. First of all, for the replace, I'll be using one variable name that is, let's say, str3. Okay. str3 is str2 dot replace, and we are supposed to write the first element which we want to replace, that is TES. Exactly same we are supposed to write TECH, and then we are supposed to write the actual element with which we want to change it. So technology. Okay. Then let us print the value of str3. If I run this, You can see it is been changed as my name is Rhinex Technology. Clear? Let's move to the next one. So here also we can change, here also we can use strp dot lower or upper to properly write everything. This will also work. See, my name is Rhinex Technology. Let's move on to the last one. Okay, I think we have to lower upper database. Yes, we have complete everything. One more is there that is called a split. So that is what I mean, that is not required. If we want that in the future, we'll be using it. So much is clear. Any doubts? I'll be sharing this particular chat box. Yes. Please reply in the chat box if you have any queries, or else please give a thumbs up. Everyone, please give a thumbs up if you don't have any queries, and we can continue with the next data type. Everyone, please give a thumbs up. And I request everyone, please give a thumbs up. Again and again, I'm requesting you. Okay, last one, replace. See, this is how the replace works. First of all, we'll be calling the particular string value with which we want to replace. Okay, so str2 contains that particular replace, with which we want to replace. So I want to replace this tech into technology. Okay, I want to replace this my name is Rhinex Tech into my name is Rhinex Technology. So I want to change this particular tech into technology, correct? So what I'll be doing is I'll be calling the string with where it contains the particular string. Then I'll be calling the replace function dot replace. And inside the bracket, the syntax, this is how the syntax works. First one is the word with which we want to replace. So that is the same exact thing, that is TEC and capital H. Next, by providing a comma, next element is the word with which you want to, with which you want to replace. So that is technology. Okay. Then it is converted, this particular TECH will be converted into technology based on this replace function. So now it's clear? Okay. Let's move on to the very, very important data type called as the list data type. Okay. Now, why it is important and what is the importance of this? First of all, understand this. If in the company, there is a company, A is a company having 50 employees. Okay, let's say 5 employees. Okay, for timing, let us take 5 employees. And I want everyone to be present in one variable. Okay, I want everyone to present in one variable. So if there is no list, we'll be using like this, correct? So employer 1 is equal to, let's say, Sam. Employee 2 is equal to, let's say, Ram. Employee 3, likewise, it continues, correct? So you can see employee 1, employee 2, employee 3. We are continuing this with the help of variable. But this is not the right way. The right way is using a list. So how to use a list? For exactly same thing, we have used 3 variables. But in list, we can use one variable for the entire thing. So I'll be using one variable called as employee. Employees. Okay, employees is equal to, then I'll be putting them in the square brackets. Okay, you can see here, I'll be putting in the square bracket. This is considered as a list. So inside this, I'll be pasting all the values. Sam, and separated by a comma. Ram, comma, Raj, comma, Raju, comma, Rajesh. Okay. So exactly same thing. We have used variable and we have used 5 different variables. But instead of that, we are using a very simple list where every particular value is stored in one particular variable. Correct? This is the importance of list. And one more thing, in this list, any kind of data type can be handled. So for this example, we have taken the string data type, but here we can apply what is that? Integer data type. We can apply your float data type. We can even apply your bool data type. Okay, any kind of data type can be applied in this particular list. So for timing, we'll be using just the string data type, and this is the meaning of list. Now let's understand how to access the particular list. So before that, I'll be printing the particular employee, employees. And if I run this, you can see we are getting the entire list. Okay. Now let's say, okay, let's consider I want to access a particular employee, that is, let's say Raj. Okay. I want to access a particular employee called as Raj. Now, how to do it? It is very simple, exactly like string accessing of a string. So we have seen here, right? We have seen here how to access a particular string value. So for first one, it is starting from 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4, likewise it continues. Exactly same thing, it will continue for the list also. So first of all, we'll be writing print employees. Okay. And inside the square brackets, if I want to access the first employee, that is Sam, I'll be using 0. Okay. I'll be using 0 here because it is the first data type. I mean, first value. If I run this, we'll be getting the answer as Sam. What if I want to access first 3? Okay. What if I want to access first 3? So, what do you think I'm supposed to write? I want to access first 3. Print employees. And in the index, I'll be using 0 because it is starting from 0 and colon 3. Why it is 3, not 2? Because we are starting from 0 and we are supposed to access till 2, right? But why it is 3? Why I'm supposed to write 3? Because it is the same thing as the string accessing. Because we can see the syntax is like this. It is start colon end -1. Okay, it is always end -1, and next one is step size. Again, very simple and very similar to the string accessing. So if I run this, you can see we are getting the Sam, Ram, and Raj. Now, again, here also we'll be accessing with a negative employee, negative accessing also, that is using -1. So let's say I want to access the Rajesh, and that is with the last value. And if I run this, we'll be getting the answer as Rajesh. Now you are able to see that if we are accessing more than one element, it is enclosed in the list, or else it is enclosed in the, I mean, it is not enclosed in anything. So this is the very, very importance of list, and this is how it works. So any doubts in accessing or any doubts in writing the list? Whatever others, please reply in the chat box. Any doubts in writing the list or accessing the list elements? No. Okay. Let's move on to the next element, that is called as nested list. Now, what is the meaning of this? Nested list is nothing but list inside a list. Okay. List inside a list is called as the nested list. So I'll be taking one simple example. X is equal to, let's write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's say 1, 2, 2. So all these are the elements. Next, I'll be using Y. So this is a very simple element, right? This is not a nested list because this is one list where one opening bracket and one closing bracket is there. Now, what do you mean by nested list? Nested list will look like this. Y is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inside this particular thing, we'll be using one more list, that is 1, 2. Okay. And outside this, we'll be using again, I'll be using one more, that is true and false. This is the meaning of nested list, list within a list. In the sense, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the outermost list, and 1, comma 2 in the string value that is inside the list, and true and false, again, it is inside the list. This is the meaning of nested list. Now, here comes a very, very important part. If I want to print, one, okay, if I want to print one in the first list, well, how I am supposed to access? We are just writing the uh, accessing element, that is X, and accessing the square brackets, and let us count it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I'll be writing here 5. And if I run this, we'll be getting the answer as 1. But what if I want to access the same thing in the next list, that is Y? Anyone can do this? What if I want to access the same element in the next list, that is Y, that is a nested list? Here comes a very, very important part. It is exactly the same till the first outermost list, that is X of 5, that is 3. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this entire list is in the fifth index. Am I right? Correct? Entire list is in the fifth index. So you are writing 5 first. So if you write 5 and if you run this, you'll be getting the answer as 1. Okay, not X, Y. My bad. We'll be getting the answer as 1 and 2. Correct? Because in the fifth position, we have one more list, 1 and 2. So inside this list, it is the first position. So for going to that inside list, we are writing the one more square brackets. Okay. Going inside that particular list, we are writing one more square brackets. And here we are supposed to specify the index of it, that is 0. So if I run this now, we'll be getting the answer as 1. So any issues? Got it? If you have any doubts, let me know. Or else you can ask me to explain once again. Now, what I'll do is, I go one step ahead. I'll make one more list inside this particular list. Let's say I want to access 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now I want to access 6. Okay. I want to access 6 now. So how I'm supposed to access? This is very, very important. Please check this out. Print y of, first of all, what is the index of this particular list? Okay, what is the index of this particular list in the outermost list? That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this entire list is in the index of 5. Right? This entire list is in the index of 5. So I'll be writing here index of 5. So let me run this. We'll be getting the answer as 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now we have moved into that particular position. Now, what is the position of this particular list inside that particular list? So this is 0, this is 1, and this is a 2. Correct? So outside this list, right, please write axis of 2. And if I run this, we're getting the 5, 6, 7. Now, inside that particular list, what is the position of it? Inside this particular list, what is the position of this? It's in the position 0, right? So in the last accessing element, write is 0. So if I run this, we can answer as 5. Got it? This is how you access any kind of element using the nested list. If you have any doubts, please let me know right now, because this is very, very important when we move forward. Any doubts? Or you can ask me to explain once again. No problem. Okay, Ishika has no doubts. Whatever others, Sakshi, Garima, Anirudh. No. Okay. What if we want to print 1 and true? You mean this one and this one? I mean both Yes. Okay. So what I'm supposed to do is, uh, if you want to access like that, okay, if you want to access like that, in one print element, you cannot. Okay. Very simple answer is in one print function, you cannot. You have to write two print functions for that. So if I want to print this one, you'll be accessing a particular element, then you can do like this. Print y of where is the position of this one? Is in the position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So I'll be writing here 5. Now for the inside element, what is the position of it? It is 0. Right? So I'll be writing here 0. So if I run this, I'm getting answer as 1. And put a comma, write once again y. Now specify the value of this true. Now where is this true? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this entire thing is 5, and this is a 6. Right? So I'm writing here 6. And if I run this, we're getting 1 and 2. But what is the position of this particular list? It is in the 0th position. If I run this, we're getting 1 and 2. Got it, Anirudh? Okay. Let's move on to the last data type. Then we'll wind up the session. This is called as the dictionary data type. This is, trust me, this is one of the very, very important kind of data type. What is this dictionary data type and why it is used? First of all, let's understand the explanation of this. It is used, right, used to store used to store collections of data. Okay, it is used to store collections of data in key value pair. Okay, now please understand the meaning of this key value pair, and this is very, very important. Okay, whatever you can see this key value pair as, it is very, very important to understand what is this. First of all, what is the syntax of it and how we are supposed to write it? I take one simple example. Whatever you have written in the list, that is employee, okay, employee, and you have given, I take the same example. Okay, yes. Okay, I'll take the same example and I'll paste it over here. This is the example of a list, right? This is the example of a list. And if I want to write the employee ID for that also, okay, so Sam is 101, Ram is 102, Raj is 103, Raju is 104, and Raj is 105. But can you see we have two different variables for it, right? We have two different variables for it. So this is not right, right? This is not right. We cannot say that Sam is initiated for 101, Ram is initiated for 102. It is completely two different variables. So we cannot match it, right? So here comes the very important part called as a dictionary data type. So let us write a dictionary data type called as employee. Where the dictionary? EMP underscore DICT, employee dictionary, is equal to, here comes a dictionary where we use a flower brackets to open and close. Okay. Now let's write the first element, that is called Sam. And I told you this is a key value pair. So we have written the key. Now we are writing the value for it. So the value for it is written with the help of a colon and 101. Okay. Now Sam is initiated or associated with this 101. Next, let us write Ram. And again, same thing, 102. Raj is 103. Raju is 104. Rajesh is 105. And if I run this employee dictionary, see the output. We can see Sam is associated with 101 and every other employee is associated with their own employee ID. Correct? Any doubts in this? No. Now, how to access this particular, how to access this particular value? So if I want to access Sam, both the values should come. That is, Sam is associated with 101. So if I access Sam, I should get 101 as my output. So how to do that? It is very, very simple. It is using print EMP dictionary. And while accessing, or you already know that accessing is used by the square brackets. And in accessing, we are writing the key, that is Sam. Okay. So whenever you write or whenever you access a key, the output will be the value. We can see the value, we are getting the answer as 101. So whenever you write the key as the accessing element, you'll be getting the answer as the value, that is 101. So this is the very important part where you get a detailed information about the key. Okay. Here comes one more part where if I want to write employee dictionary, and here if I want 101 as a key, and if I want to write the entire history of that particular employee, then I'm writing in the list. So I can write his name is Sam, his age is let's say 38, and his native is let's say Mumbai. All this I can write inside a list. So if I access 101, I can get this entire uh, value, correct? So I'll be doing that. Print the value of EMP dictionary 1, and I'll be accessing 101. So if I run this, I can see I can get the entire list of that particular employee, that is Sam, 38, and Mumbai. Correct? This is a very, very important part of the dictionary where we can put a key, and according to that key, we can put a huge value. Where we want to access the key, I'm getting the entire value as my output. So is it clear? Any doubts? Any doubts in this? No. Okay. Let's move to the last one, that is called as checking the length of the dictionary and updating the value of the dictionary. And let's wind up the session. So how to check the length of the dictionary? Checking the length of the dictionary is very, very simple. It is by using the length function. So you can see print length of the employee dictionary. And if I run this, we're getting the answer as 5. So why we're getting the answer as 5? Because employee dictionary has 5 key value pairs. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Right? So we have 5 key value pairs. So that is the reason I'm getting the answer as 5. Let's move to the next one called as updating the value of the dictionary. This is very, very important. Now, why it is important? So, for example, instead of Sam 101, I want to write here, let's say John 101. I want to change this key to John. So, how I'm supposed to change? It is very simple. Or let's say, okay, let's take this different example. Let's say I want this Rajesh and its value to be changed as let's say 6. Okay, instead of 105, I want to change to 106. The first thing what you're doing is accessing that particular list. Accessing that particular key. That is dictionary, printing the dictionary DICT of 1. Right, okay, that is important. EMP underscore DICT, and we are accessing 5. Because I think he's in the 5. No, 4, my bad. Because it is starting from, no. Yeah. Okay, my bad. We have supposed to access with the key, that is Rajesh. So we are getting the answer as 5. I mean 105. Here, if I change this value to direct some other value, let's say I'm writing here employee, see, you can see here, employee dictionary 1 Rajesh is equal to 106. So I'm manually changing this value. And if I run this now, we can see the updated value I'm getting as 106. So the new value of employee dictionary, this particular key Rajesh, is 106. This is how you update the value of a dictionary. Here also we can update the value by changing 101, and you can manually change this particular value also. Okay, anything can be done by using this particular dictionary. So is it clear? Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay, Ishika, no. What about others? If you have any doubts, please let me know right now, because last 10 minutes is a doubt solving session. No, Garima, no. Okay, perfect. Okay, Anirudh, no. So I believe whatever we have done in today's class, it was very effective and very engaging also. If you have any doubts, you can just stay back in the meeting or else you're good to go. Have a great day, guys, and thank you for attending today's class. It was very fun and very interactive. Thank you, and let's meet in next week. Okay, thank you. Thank you, one and all.